I think we can use, as motorcycle coaches, we can use these 8 tips to really add in some recommendations of our own during class. So for me, I'm always going to recommend somebody buy a motorcycle with ABS. I'm always going to recommend somebody get what they can afford when it comes to traction and stability control systems, never to drink and ride. Make sure to continually train, because what you're getting here is not going to be enough to keep you alive. It's just going to give you the basics, fundamentals. It's up to you to refine those fundamentals. Vehicle hazard detection, where the vehicle does not see the motorcyclist, that should dictate kind of how I coach and what I say to them, saying, hey, you are invisible when it comes to riding on a motorcycle, so you must treat the other people like they cannot see you. And that means you need to try your best to get them to see you. So I think that's one of the biggest failures of the whole ride like you're invisible. I completely agree with riding like you're invisible, but let's make it to where we're not as invisible. Let's make us visible. That's the biggest thing. And I think the modulating headlight, presentation, line of sight, all those different things that I coach and teach, hopefully will reduce fatalities. Like I said, hopefully, because only anecdotally right now I can kind of see. Improving hazard detection time, that's our situational awareness. And I believe we should spend more time on that in motorcycle training courses. And I think the NTSB, the FMVSS, which is basically the Department of Transportation, I believe that should be a part of their training, their owner-operator manual and testing process. I think that should be part of the licensing thing, because I don't think it's enough. I really don't think it's enough. I think it's all about the skills, not enough about the mental aspect. And then the electronic vehicle detection and the vehicle to interface. Right now, there's not much we can do about that. That is more so a manufacturer recommendation, not necessarily a rider themselves or driver recommendation. But I would definitely use that in class and say, hey, you hear about all these vehicles having, blind spot detection. Realize that if you have that in your car, don't expect that that's going to trigger when a motorcyclist is in your blind spot. So you should still do your head check while you're driving your car. And then with that said, that if you are next to a car, don't assume that their hazard detection is going to see you. It's not. It's actually going to say that there's nothing there, and then they're going to trust that, and then they're going to go. So don't be in people's blind spots, basically, if I want to boil that down. At the end of the day, I would really like if these recommendations were adopted by the government and adopted by manufacturers and really pursued hard, or at least harder. But the reality is it's up to us. It's up to us as motorcycle riders, car drivers, to really focus on what is safe and what is recommended by people that are smarter than us, to be quite honest. Okay, we're out there doing what we do. We ride and we crash, we die, all these different things. And they're the ones collecting the data and saying, hey, this is why you guys are crashing and dying. And we should realize that. So every crash, every fatality that happens, let's learn from it. And that is what they're doing. So with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll be seeing you around.